Most people believe that hard work and kindness are the only keys to success. But if you look at the top 1% of leaders, icons, and history makers, they play by a different set of rules. Today, we are stripping away the facade. These are the 7 dark laws of power, the unspoken psychological strategies used to dominate any room. Use them to protect yourself, or use them to climb. But remember, once you know them, you can never go back to being a pawn. You've been told your whole life that hard work and kindness are all you need to succeed. That's a lie. While you're busy playing by the rules, the people at the top are playing an entirely different game, a game where morality is a luxury and influence is the only currency that matters. Today, we're ripping away the mask of so-called polite society. These are the 7 dark laws of social power. A word of warning, these principles are morally gray and strategically ruthless. But in a world that thrives on competition, knowing them isn't just an advantage, it's a means of survival. Are you ready? Let's begin with law number 1. Conceal your intentions. Never let people see the blow coming. Humans are hardwired to look for patterns. If you're predictable, you are incredibly easy to counter. By keeping your true goals hidden, by being a closed book, you force others to guess your next move. This puts them on the defensive, constantly reacting to you, not the other way around. Think of the legendary 19th century financier, J.P. Morgan. He would often sit through entire meetings in total silence, a mask of granite, while everyone else eagerly revealed their strategies, their fears, their entire hand. By the time he finally spoke, he already owned the room. The lesson is simple. If they don't know what you truly want, they don't know how to stop you from getting it. This leads us directly to law number 2. Say less than necessary. Silence is a vacuum, and people feel an overwhelming need to fill it. Every time you speak, you're giving away information, pieces of your power. But when you remain silent, others get nervous. In their discomfort, they start talking and talking and talking. They'll reveal their insecurities, their secret plans, their greatest weaknesses, all without you having to ask a single question. The more you say, the more common and ordinary you appear. And let's be honest, the more you talk, the higher the chance you'll say something foolish. Power is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the one who doesn't need to be. Now for law number 3. Keep people dependent on you. To be free is to be replaceable. To be needed is to be powerful. This law taps into a deep-seated human fear, loss aversion. People fear losing what they have far more than they desire gaining something new. If your boss, your colleagues, or even your partner feels that losing you would cause their world to crumble, they will never dare challenge your position. Consider Count Otto von Bismarck, the man who unified Germany. He did it by making himself the only person who could navigate the impossibly complex web of European politics and treaties. The emperor couldn't fire him, because the stability of the entire nation rested on Bismarck's personal relationships and knowledge. He made himself indispensable. The modern takeaway: never teach all your secrets to anyone. If they can do what you do without you, they eventually will. Next, we have law number 4. Use selective honesty. A single, well-placed act of honesty can hide 1,000 deceptions. This is a shortcut to exploiting the halo effect. By admitting to a small, harmless mistake or being brutally honest about something trivial, you build a reputation for integrity. People will label you as the honest one. Once they believe you're truthful, they stop looking for the hidden dagger. They lower their guard. The legendary con artist Count Victor Lustig was a master of this. He famously sold the Eiffel Tower not once, but twice. His method: he would first gain his victims' complete trust by admitting a small, fake secret about the government's financial struggles. This small truth made the massive scan that followed seem believable. Remember this. Give them a small truth to make them swallow big lie. Law number 5. Court attention at all costs. In the game of power, visibility is everything. Obscurity is death. This plays on a psychological principle called the mere exposure effect. People naturally trust what they see and hear often. In the social hierarchy, it is far better to be slandered and talked about than to be completely ignored and forgotten. P.T. Barnum, the circus mogul, understood this perfectly. He didn't care if the newspapers called him a fraud or a huckster. He knew that as long as his name was in the headlines, the crowds would come flocking to his shows. He famously said, "I don't care what the papers say about me as long as they spell my name correctly." Surround your name with an aura of mystery, even scandal, but never, ever let it fade into the background. This brings us to a particularly ruthless one. Law number 6. Crush your enemy totally. A wounded enemy is infinitely more dangerous than a dead one. This is all about removing the revenge incentive. If you only defeat someone halfway, if you leave them with their pride or resources intact, they will spend every waking hour plotting their comeback. Their entire existence will be fueled by the desire for revenge. History gives us a brutal example. After the First Punic War, Rome didn't just defeat its rival, Carthage. They eventually returned, burned the city to the ground, and as legend says, salted the earth so nothing could ever grow there again. They ensured Carthage could never rise to challenge them again. In the corporate or social world, this means if you must strike, you strike so hard that there is zero possibility of retaliation. Finally, law number 7. Master the mirror effect. Mimicry creates the illusion of a soulmate. It's human nature. We are drawn to people who are like us. By subtly mirroring someone's body language, their speech patterns, their pace, and even their core values, you disarm their ego completely. They see their own reflection in you and mistake this feeling for a deep, genuine connection. Many of history's greatest spies were not masters of disguise, but masters of the mirror. They didn't wear fake mustaches. They became exactly what their target wanted to see in a friend or a confidant. This led the target to divulge state secrets they wouldn't even tell their own family. You mirror them to distract them. While they're busy admiring their own reflection in you, you can take whatever you need. These laws are not for the faint of heart. Most people will find them distasteful, even immoral. But remember this, the world does not care about your comfort. It only cares about results. You can choose to ignore these laws, to pretend they don't exist, but that will not stop others from using them against you. Knowing them is your shield. Mastering them is your soul. The choice is yours. So, which law will you master first? Leave a comment below if you're brave enough to reveal your intentions. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.